All right, hey, it's Friday. It is time for In Question, and today we have special guests in the studio. I would like to turn to my right, who will be sitting here. We have to kind of compliment the new guy coming to the table, and that is Dan Corey, the man of the hour that makes those ladies scream and holler.
Thanks for having me, Jerry. I love you, man. It's
Thank
great
you,
to
brother.
be here.
Always good to see you. Now, if you don't know who he is and you do live here in Arizona, he is Parker & Sons' main man.
Doing it.
That's right. Just doing it.
He's all over the
Don't worry, Jerry.
It is. And of course, we have the big man here, Cameron Lowe.
I'm just here again, man.
No,
Glad
you
to be
can't
here
say
again.
that. You're an instrumental part of the show, and of course, with great commentary.
Bringing the voice,
Thank you.
man.
Bringing the voice.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
That's it. So, guys, as you know, some of the topics that are coming out, we were talking about topics back there. Aliens. The release is today.
They're
so
here.
if you don't know, this is the day that the government has to release it. Did you know that, Dan?
I didn't know until you told me right before the show.
Okay. Thanks for keeping up to date. You knew about this, right? We'd been kind of talking
been
about
keeping
it.
up with it a little bit. Yeah.
But you know what? It's kind of interesting. I happened to call you the next day, but I don't know if I spotted one, but I was just sitting. I was on the phone at 2 a.m., so I took the pictures. And Jack, if we could cue up like the first alien picture. Now there it is on the screen. You see it? Now it looks like a ball because this is shot off of my camera. The whole thing was rectangle. I don't know why it came up. If you could flip to the next one, you will see a little bit. It starts to move. Like I'm trying to capture it, and if you flip to the next one, you will see then it just kind of kept going and kind of took off, and then the final one, it just was gone.
Whoa.
So, now this is like with that speed camera, where you're like on the phone, you're like, you're just trying to take 100 pictures. I just condensed it to 4 just for this so that you guys could see it. But
Was that the original one from the Blink-182 guy that founded it, like in 2018?
The what?
The Blink-182 lead singer.
Yeah.
Forgot his name. He was the guy who leaked it out or made the initiation to get the information out there.
For what?
For the UFO, for the original one.
He's the...
He's the guy. So every time you see it,
Really?
Blink-182 will be in every article of the beginning of UFO discovery.
I did not know that. Did you know it?
I had heard that before. That they had the Blink-182 had something to do with
Blink-182 guy.
the alien disclosure stuff. But
Just making pop hits,
Didn't know
but
what it was,
finding UFOs.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of exciting because, now that it's come up, there's more people than ever that are coming out with their videos. We were like scouring the internet looking at, and then there's some fake ones. I think on a previous show, we showed the kid that was walking. It looked like a Halloween costume. And people are going, check out the alien. I think it's part of it because they want to get famous, right? And they're looking at the views, right? It's like 1.6 million views at a kid who obviously was just very thin and could, like those contortionists, how they can bend and, bring their arm around the back. So in the end, it was pretty crazy. You're still not an Anunnaki because that last show.
Well, the lady said I was definitely an immortal.
Immortal.
And when somebody gives you a compliment like that, you just take it.
Yeah. And we're moving. And we're moving. And we're moving. We're going psycho. And you're at a gas station and she's smoking a cigarette with a lighter. So you're like, yeah. I'm the alien.
And I'm leaving.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
This was a real
encounter.
issue with it.
Yeah.
The Anunnaki, is that the
Big,
aliens?
tall, lanky
that's the
alien.
giants of
the giants.
of the
well, because
past.
he's so tall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like the smallest one of them.
Well, this lady, so I opened the door for this lady at Circle K, or no, it was a Shell station over off of Shea in the 101.
plug
And
there.
opened up, and she's an astrophysicist from one of the local colleges around here. I can't remember if it was ASU or GCU but I opened the door. She walks by me. She looks up. She goes, "Are you an Anunnaki?" And I was like, I'd never even heard the word before. And I was like, not that I'm aware of.
No, I'm not German, ma'am.
Yeah. And she goes, well, they're usually very tall and bald. And and here to help the world. And I was like, well, I do like helping people. I am tall and bald, so sure, I'll take it, and made her chuckle.
But do aliens have facial hair?
Not
So you're tall,
in the movies
bald,
that I've seen.
but you have well, that's the movies, right? But I never get, even in like Star Wars, right? I don't see like bushy beards.
No.
On any of the
They
characters.
all look
It's-
like amphibious.
Yeah, we're the only ones that need shaving.
I mean, maybe they
products.
do. Maybe they got great beards. You never know.
Well, I mean, if you want to go to MIB, he was a
We do have an
Balchinian.
Anunnaki right here.
Yeah. Don't you remember the Balchinian?
Yes.
That was Will Smith.
And the
Men in Black.
And then the only other one with the facial hair is the sugar water guy.
Sugar water.
Yeah, the dude. Give me some sugar water.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
the
Oh
guy.
yeah.
And yeah. It's
But he
gonna
was
take-
wearing a human skin
Yeah, he had
suit.
the human
He
skin
was like
on.
a
Yeah.
big cricket or
Yeah.
something. Cockroach.
Yeah,
last
I think it was
week-
cockroach.
yeah.
That was crazy.
Cameron hasn't started to molt. He's not molting any skin.
It's
I
actually
cut him
pretty
open, see
good,
if
man.
some cockroaches come out like that guy, right? In the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. So, I mean, I'm thinking that the world is getting closer and closer to proving Men in Black.
Absolutely.
as science.
Now it's going to be fully
science
desensitized because people will be like, well, I knew it.
Yeah.
Now where are they?
Well, that's what they do. They leak people like Spielberg and James Cameron. They leak them little bits of information, and like Star Wars. They paid Han Solo in space bucks. How did they know that there was going to be cryptocurrency?
I don't know. Exactly.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, I thought it
I mean,
just
I'm
started.
halfway joking, but
I
that
thought
is
it just
real.
started with The Simpsons, right? They got like 25 last things of like the past few decades, right?
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
creepy.
Some
man.
crazy
That's
stuff
some
like
crazy
that.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Like also Back to the Future. Cubs win.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
was
what else was it?
pretty wild.
Well, it wasn't flying cars because we barely got that going. There's no flying cars.
No.
Maybe
So one of the things that we've talked about previously is actually getting a group of us to go out into the desert and you got to have it dark. You ever been to Payson and when there's no moon? All three of us couldn't see each other if it was at night. It's that dark. It's so dark, but amazingly enough, you can see entire galaxies. I spent about an hour and a half looking up. It was so bad that I couldn't. Had to massage my neck to get it back down, but it was just galaxies. So what we wanted to do is take some of these high-powered cameras, right? Set them up, do kind of a live cast from there, where people could watch, and we would just use these high-power. Which I was showing you. We have these gigantic lenses. They will go out into space. It's like a mini Hubble scope, right? And we wanted to cover it, but talk about it because there are these conventions out there, that these people go to the desert. I'm fascinated by this, and I want to go because, like in the movies, you see them, they're wearing like all the Christmas lights on their head saying, take me, take
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Those are the ones I want to see, but I really would like to see the aliens because I know now that, they know. They're obviously flying without jets or propulsion engines, you know what I'm saying? They're listening. They're like, hey, they know we're here now.
Yeah.
Let's do a few visits.
Yeah, let's put on a light show.
Yeah.
Let's get something going here.
I was hoping,
show yourself. Let me see what you got.
Well, like the 8 lights that were here in the valley. Did you see that? We were trying to load this up before the show, but there's a guy. I think maybe if we can pull that up, I don't know if we have it. I might be able to find it, but there was a guy. He was just like filming something, and that's how you always catch it. The guy goes, "The hell is that?" And then he goes, "Look at this." It came down as one big ball, and then it just broke off into 8. And he was like, "Oh, there's 8. Now there's 16. There's 52 lights." Whatever. He's like, "Call the police! Call the police!" Then he's like, "All right, everybody, start shooting at it." I'm like, if they can come to this,
That's
I don't
the
know.
natural progression of things.
Yeah,
Right?
it is.
Everybody check it out. Oh, shit, call somebody for help.
If that
Never
was in-
mind, shoot it.
Yeah.
Because that's in Texas. Those aliens are screwed.
I don't know where it was, but it had palm trees, so it had to be somewhere south.
Oh, my gosh.
LA to Florida.
Do you
Yeah.
think that? Do you think extraterrestrials would be hostile or nice?
I think it's mutual. They're landing on a planet. They're hoping you're nice, unless they're aggressive.
Oh.
Right? If you're going there like Klingons, I wouldn't assume. You can tell Predator. Remember the movie Predator? They didn't come down. They didn't look.
They
nice.
come down looking like that.
Yeah, I may head to the hills a little bit.
Whatever
Those are-
they are, they're a lot more educated on us than we are on them.
Oh yeah, without
Yeah,
a doubt. I mean, he went to thermal and knew exactly where they were hiding.
They were saying that their technology for the UFO, one of them that they found had to do with like displacing gravity and moving with. They didn't have a propulsion system other than some type of force
It's
that.
more like magnetic field.
Yeah, that kind of where there's no engine really, so to speak, and no like the thermal output wasn't super high, if any.
Well, even my son was mentioning that there's a supernova coming. I think sometime next year. Is that right, Jack? Next year? Chime in at any time. That's a yes. We have an official from the Jack.
From the Jack, the Almighty.
He is
The Jack
almighty.
behind the
He's
curtain.
got, you know what? He's back there right now, looking up everything, probably doing like a 50-sided Rubik's cube.
Oh yeah.
Just murdering it with one hand.
He's
probably
like
That
having-
double-handed, eyes closed.
Just typing with telekinesis. just back there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The
man.
all-knowing.
That hair is an antenna of
So,
intelligence.
If we do go out into the bush to do this, would you like to join us?
I'll go.
Yeah,
I will.
maybe you have Mississippi Nova. That's the band he plays for.
Oh, yeah.
You're the drummer. Why don't you go ahead and get that plug out
That
since you're
plug
wearing it
right
all
here.
over your chest.
Robbie and Shan right on the huge
Pectoral?
embroidered logo.
That's not embroidered.
Yeah, this ain't no screen print.
Oh, that is.
No, this is the first shirt that I got when I joined the band. First gig that we ever played, they gave me this shirt, and I've been wearing the crap.
Do they
out of it.
have? Do they have one
How
that
old
like
were
one?
you?
Oh, that was
10, 11?
I have the same size torso, believe me. I have a shirt from when I was 9 from a jersey, and my girl looks at it. Love you, Christine. And she goes, she's like, oh, this could fit you right now. And then I took out the 12-year-old one, and it was just slip it right over
Same
me.
thing.
Right over. I'm ready to go, baby.
Does that go with the Speedo too?
If I could sign
The
up for the Little
9-year-old
League World
Speedo?
Series, I would, you know. But I aged.
Age.
When are you guys playing?
Yeah.
So,
And you got an album coming out. pretty
yeah,
soon.
that's the thing. We have an album coming out. It's called The Desert in Winter. It'll be released within a couple months. We're at the point now where we've recorded everything and we're mixing it. So we have 11 tracks. We had 10, and then we ended up making a song for a
Are you
movie.
doing a full album or EP?
Full album.
Okay.
11 tracks.
Yeah.
Full. You know.
I didn't know if all 11 were going to be in it.
Oh yeah, and we're at the point now where we want to put them side by side, do the mixing so it's a cohesive thought. You know, when you listen to a Black Sabbath album, it's not like all over the place. There's a cohesive sound.
Well, yeah. Then you do it in backwards, and then you
Yeah.
hear what you really would
Yeah.
like. What I did,
You
right?
Red
Red
Rum.
Rum.
But you know, the Ozman didn't have to hide it. You know, he's
Yeah.
just coming out with it. But yeah, so we're at the point now where we're mixing it, and we're just wanting to look at it, clean up anything we need to clean up, and then we'll go get it mastered. And then after it's mastered, the process of mastering, pulling out all the
Yeah.
frequencies so it's speaker friendly, and then we
Maximum
release it.
volume without any distortion.
We want to plug away and get that done, so we have a little momentum going into shows. Have something to promote the band with. Something people can take home and put it in there.
So why don't you describe the music?
I would say psychedelic blues rock.
It's really groovy, man.
It's
Is it?
Yeah.
heavy groove.
Heavy groove.
I'm
Heard that drummer's pretty good.
He rocks, man. He slaps him.
Hey man, I love it. I love it.
Slap it to skins.
It's all happened from getting the crap beat out of me when I was a kid. My brother saw me get a guitar, and he was 4 years older than me, and I wanted to be like Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day so bad. And I was 8, he's 12, and he was a big boy, and he just used to whoop me, drag me into the basement, kicking and screaming, and put me on the drums. But once I got there, I loved it.
Yeah.
I just said,
Well, after 6 months of being locked down there,
Yeah.
just food under the door.
Yeah, those lit
I
paint chips
love
were good.
drums. Yes.
And,
Starting to snack on the drumsticks.
Yeah.
oh man,
Eat them like corn on the cob.
So I grew up playing music with my brother, all the classic stuff from the Beatles to Zeppelin to Sabbath, that whole vein, and then into the grunge scene, the '90s stuff. So those two things put together, and then I started getting into more drum heavy music, and most recently, my love is James Brown. I've been stuck on James Brown for about 2 years now, and I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
Oh man, and so that I learned about James Brown and the drummer Clyde Stubblefield and Jabo Starks. I learned about them through studying who John Bonham's influences were.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
So
'cause
John,
John's,
if you listen to Zeppelin, they got a lot of heavy groove, and there's a lot of like break beats, like The Ocean, Whole Lot of Love. Those are like funk beats. If you listen to those isolated tracks, you could put a James Brown song over them. And so I started researching and come to find out that Bonham was a big funk guy. I was watching an interview with his son Jason Bonham. You know that song, I was in the right place but the wrong time, you know, the funk song, Dr. John, is it?
I don't know.
But yeah, he was talking about how that's what he would listen to and teach his son how to play drums to as a kid. Yeah, so it wasn't just like playing the Beatles and nothing, it was funk. And so integrating that into the style of music that I like, and then joining up with Mississippi Nova, we got Chan and Robbie. Chan's guitarist, and he's playing the bass. He comes from a metal background with, obviously all the popular stuff, people grow up on in rock and mainstream stuff, but metal. Yeah. And Robbie, the lead singer and guitarist, is a big Fleetwood Mac fan.
Was Stevie Nicks living right here in Phoenix?
And yeah. And so and then all the other standard stuff that you need to know, but that's what stuck out to me. And so the music has some harmonic and melodic qualities to it. Robbie's a great singer. Chan's got some real good chops on the bass. He can really play. Just embellishing on the music, not just following power chords, And so the three pieces, we're all doing our own thing. I like to think of it in my head when we jam, kind of like Hendrix. When Hendrix used to have a 3-piece band. When you're watching them go off, it's 3 guys. Zeppelin, same thing. Robert Plant was a singer, so the dynamic of the 3-piece band playing live is so interesting.
Yeah, they had so much power for 3 people. That's like Rush.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you listen to Rush, you're like, that came out of those 3 guys.
Yeah.
And then you go to Tool.
Yeah,
and it's like
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Those are the 2 bands I was just actually thinking about their drummers, and I was going to ask you where those 2 drummers kind of rank on your
Danny Carey. List. Danny Carey's ridiculous. I don't even try to approach it.
Now, do you play like the hands, or you do the Stuart Copeland kind of?
I'm a match grip. I'm both.
Yeah,
just straight up. Yeah, I don't do the.
The side.
I don't do the side, the Buddy Rich.
The chopstick?
Yeah, although there are videos of Buddy Rich playing match grip, but he mostly played traditional.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm very traditional. I would say my biggest influences Bill Ward from Black Sabbath, Dave Grohl from Nirvana, John Bonham, and most recently Clyde Stubblefield from James Brown. I'd say those are my favorites.
Dave Grohl is such a great lead man that a lot of people forget that he was the drummer.
Yeah,
they forget that he
wrote a
Nirvana.
lot of he helped Kurt write a lot of those songs too.
Yeah, and on Nirvana, you got to hand it to Nirvana. They were awesome.
They were
so many good albums.
Yeah.
But the first Foo Fighters album, Dave Grohl actually did himself, if I'm not mistaken, the whole thing. And I've heard stories that Dave Grohl actually sat in for Taylor Hawkins, the drummer, on a few songs because he probably just had the idea in his head and wanted to get that out, and so he just hopped on the drums.
That's a lot of those. There's a lot of those. Guys are good on tour and playing live, but they get in the studio, and a lot of bands have hired actual bassists or guitarists to actually play, and then they get to practice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because there's guys out there, so I know even reading, I'm kind of a huge Motley Crue fan, and they were saying, Nikki Sixx didn't really play in the studio on all the songs. They hired somebody because he could keep the rhythm and understood metronome, and because if you haven't been in a studio, you're not really playing with the whole band.
No,
right.
You're in there just playing to a metronome, like doo 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 doo, and you got to know when to take that break and when to do it. Excuse me, and those people that haven't done it, like even a guitarist, I don't even have to bring amps anymore.
Yeah.
Like you just plug into a Line 6, which is a, kind of effects board.
Yeah.
You plug into that, and now I'm plugging into the machine, and I'm wearing headphones, and I'm jamming exactly. Because I can set it to it says PV, Marshall stack, you want this, double.
You've been playing?
I've been playing for years.
No, I know you've been playing. You've played for years. Have you been?
I'm twice as horrible as I used to be. People say they get better. I get worse.
Twice as
I think it's because I broke my hand so many times. I'm starting to like massage my knuckles. I'm like, take a break.
I gotta.
Well, that's the worst thing is taking a break from guitar because then you got to let all those calluses build back
up.
and,
Yeah. That's that. Do you have your hands probably got to be?
I did it once.
Do you wear gloves?
No. I found the best thing to do when you're drumming is to have a fan on you blasting.
Keep the sweat
'Cause
off.
It'll keep the sweat off, and then if anything, it's kind of messy. Maybe I should get liquid chalk, but I'll have like weightlifters chalk.
Yeah.
And it just kind of you put a little bit
Little-
right,
yeah, a
on,
little-
right on your calluses, kind of like if you're gonna lift weight, and it just
Yeah,
stops the moisture.
Right.
You got to might have to reapply, get you through a song or two, and then
You remember Vinnie Paul from Pantera?
Oh
He-
yeah.
he would have blisters all over.
He wore gloves too.
Yeah, he wore
sometimes.
gloves, yeah.
Grohl wears gloves.
It's aggressive.
If you can wear gloves and play, do it. Maybe my experience is that sometimes they get in the way. They're a little thick because you need to feel the it's called the fulcrum, the balance point. So when you hold a stick, there's a balance point where if you were to hit the drum, it would bounce the most efficiently in one stroke. So when you're doing double strokes and any kind of rudiment on the drums, it's efficient and it's predictable, and you practice with your fingers where the fulcrum are. So if you're wearing gloves, sometimes it will take away from that feel.
Wow.
But some
That's
people
like
do.
guys. Since I play guitar, I don't like jewelry on.
Yeah.
Like jewelry
Why
on
would
the
you?
right hand with the strumming.
Why would you?
But I see all these guys with all these chains and this.
Get the flare going.
I'm like, how does it?
Looking like Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock.
Yeah.
You got freaking bandanas
But
all
he had
over
like,
everything.
he had those old kind of watches. They were like the biker watches.
Yeah.
So
Big,
that's a
thick
little
leather.
Yeah, that's a little different than these people with these chains that are hanging.
that are dangling.
Yeah, like the charm chain.
And if you're playing like Hendrix,
and your Lucky Charms.
if you play
Hey.
like Hendrix, man, it doesn't matter.
Well, he's
you
left.
can play with your teeth and then light it on fire. It doesn't matter.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, maybe the aliens will bring some of these people back.
He brought it back full circle.
Yeah,
Speaking of psychedelic rock,
Elvis comes
There you
back.
go, yeah.
He's like a little thinner, drug free.
maybe we'll bring Mississippi Nova out. We'll try to do a song to attract the aliens. They'll come down, and then we'll start offering people up.
I can see like the stage and above you guys is just like a big flying saucer with the green light coming down, and there's the band.
We'll invite them to rock out with us, man.
Right on.
It's all love, It's all love and rock.
It is.
Yeah.
See,
We got enough rock for the universe, right,
Let's
baby?
do it, man.
Well, you know what? I just met this guy, and I think he's going to be pretty big. His name is Black Jagger. Black Jagger, but he spells it BLVCK. Jagger. He's got that, remember, we've gone through fads in music, right? We have gone through the grunge, and then we did this, but you remember those times like in the 90s when it was like, everybody was kind of like dancing. Everything was about, it's Friday night, it's time to get out, it's time to party and do that. Yeah, it was kind of, everybody had like this good vibe thing. He's kind of
Night at
turned
the
it full
Roxbury kind of stuff.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
What is love? What is love? But that was all love. Like I'm talking about, like party. It's Friday night. You got to go out, get some beers, drink some fun. Have some fun, barbecue. He is now. I want you guys to listen to it because you're talking about the funk beat.
Absolutely.
He's got kind of like a Seal voice. Seal.
Seal voice,
Who's
wow.
singing pop with reggae.
Like a Bruno Mars?
I don't know. You got to hear it for yourself. He's got a very unique sound.
What kind of funk-based music? Upbeat,
I don't
obviously.
know. It's very upbeat.
Upbeat.
It's very. He doesn't do like anything bad in his songs. It's always like do the right thing, do this, help
Yeah,
people.
just energy,
and
uplifting
good.
positivity.
It's something after COVID that we need.
Yeah.
Something like if
The
you're going
good
to go
times.
out, right? I'm kind of, you hear a lot of the. I mean, I've always been a fan of NWA, but you can't listen to that all the time. I
Right.
can't listen to even Motley Crue all day long.
Yeah.
You have to like mix it up. But when you hear this, you could be in your car and you're, on a road trip. This is a song when you're like, yeah, we're going to Vegas. This is the song you start off with, even though 3 hours into it, you're like, Vegas, baby. Woo, Vegas.
Right. But then
like
you see
swingers.
the lights. Then you come over the hill
yeah.
and then you see it.
then it lights up, and you're like, I'm gonna be broke in 36 hours.
Either that or super rich.
Could be.
That's what you're going in for. That's what you're going in for.
I'm still waiting for that super rich one.
Yeah, I've been making donations for
I usually
years.
come back with my tail between my legs.
Yeah, but I had a good time.
Absolutely.
But Vegas has totally changed. Like, have you gone to a buffet in Vegas now?
I haven't been.
I'm sorry, that'll be $32.50. I'm sorry, what? For an all-you-can-eat buffet. Yeah, it's got a lot of nice stuff, but in the end, it used to be $3.99 and all-you-can-eat, and people packed it in. They have lost the concept of why people go there. It's better to serve the masses and get it, and your rooms are filled. Now you look at it, you're going, oh my God, okay, the room is now $350 a night. You got to go down. Nobody has expense accounts anymore, so you're really on a budget when you go. And you never let that friend of yours who always says, I think I'm done drinking. And then you go, all right, I'll pick up this round. They go, well, maybe one more, and then you resort back. And you're like, no, you're picking up this round. Because I know coming from Chicago, it was pretty expensive.
Oh,
a round of drinks was $100.
Those waitresses, they drag their feet a little bit now. They don't want to serve you the drinks as fast.
No.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting the tips like they used to. So be like, honey, I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah.
What did they make? What's it? $277 plus tip, right?
No.
Is Vegas different?
No, Vegas, that's a
what
federal
they do.
law.
Yeah, that's the federal.
So they got to put, I don't know if it's $10 an hour plus tips.
Plus tips.
But people are going, shit, at $15, why should I tip you?
Right.
It took you a half hour to get my drink. I'm going to order 2 the next time just in case.
I've lost $350 since you've been gone.
Maybe if you were here quicker, I'd be up $350 tipping your butt.
That's fair.
Right?
That's a fair statement.
I got to tell this story because I was talking to a friend yesterday, and this is a Vegas thing. And, I have a lot of family in Vegas, and when I get the call, he's at a convention. He flew in. He figured, no problem. I'll get a room anywhere. It's the biggest convention. It's like CES, right? Consumer Electronics Show. It's the biggest show in Vegas. They're sold out a year in advance. So he calls me up and he says, Jared, I need help. I need you to call one of your cousins to get me a room. And I said, you're at CES. And he goes, yeah. I go, you flew there without a room during this event, which is booked, and he's like, I need your help. So I'm like, whatever. So I call my cousin and I go, hey, I need a favor. And he goes, oh, you're here? And I said, no, I'm not here. I go, I have a friend that, he didn't call and reserve a room. And he goes, at CES. And I said, yeah. I said the same thing. And I go, what's the crappiest room you got in that whole hotel? I mean, I want something in the dungeon, something horrible. And I go,
something on a floor that we don't use anymore.
You love this guy, right?
Oh, I do. I really like it. It'd be like one of you two. No, he really is a good friend.
That's
something
a
with a
level
Murphy
of
bed.
love.
Yeah, exactly. You know it. Yeah. You got to like peek over. Is anybody in there? Is anybody buried? So anyways, I go, he goes, well, I got this really bad room. I mean, it is in the corner. He's going to hate it. Do you really like this guy? I go, I love him. He's a great guy.
Oh, man.
Fantastic. And he goes, so you want me to give him this room and you like him? And I said, yeah.
That's how we
It'll
do.
be the last time he calls me the day of. And he goes, I understand. He goes, I'll book the room. What do you want to book it under? I said, Numbnuts. So he had to go in and say, yeah, my name is Numbnuts. That's number one, right? So so I'm waiting, right, for the call. So he goes, yeah, that was pretty funny, checking me in under Numbnuts. So I said, yeah, how's the room? He goes, oh, I'm walking to it. I said, oh, take your time. Go up the elevator, call me when you get there. So he goes to this, he goes to the room. He opens the door. And he walks in. He's like, all right, 2 beds. It's a typical hotel room. I wasn't going to say, he did have the Murphy bed and the whole thing. But then he goes like this, and he's like, And he goes to the window, and he opens it, and all it is brick. Oh. There are no windows anywhere in there. And he's expecting this beautiful view and this. So he's next to all the elevator shafts. Like, they put him in the middle. So you're ding, 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 ding. And then you hear, then you hear all the drunks coming in because he's on the ground floor. And they're all pounding on his door. It was great when he called me and said, hey, thanks for getting me the room. That was absolutely the worst room in the hotel, but I did have a room, and for that I'm thankful.
That's awesome.
So
He must
that's
have
fine.
loved you at that moment.
Still calls me.
He calls you a week early now, though.
Oh yeah.
'Cause he's even closer with you now.
Are you even headed to Vegas?
Yeah. Oh man.
Have you? So where have you been playing?
For music.
Music. You
We
did
did-
the album.
We've been jamming. We've been just making the album. Just playing together, keeping it tight.
Where could we see you? Let's say me and Cam wanted to come and watch.
You can come to one of. You can come
Practice
to a jam. Yeah,
sessions?
you can come to a jam space. So
Where's the jam space?
We
well, you
do-
don't have to give the exact address.
yeah, it's in. It's in
Old Town?
Old Town Scottsdale is the one we've been going to.
Do you guys have any plans to do venues anytime soon?
After we have the album out,
Okay.
that's the momentum of the album.
Gotcha.
Really having that there, it's kind of getting it on a couple
It's
different
a timing
angles.
thing.
Yeah, we want to
Yeah.
we want to have that ready to go. We're keeping it tight, but then we just want to have the shows and the fans and the people that are interested in the music to be able to immerse themselves a
Yeah.
little more, have something to take home. Like I was saying, so we're just practicing, keeping it tight. South Scottsdale is the way we've been practicing.
Are we gonna make a music video?
Oh yeah.
When?
Oh yeah. After we're going, we're Robbie, the singer. He's a real intelligent guy, man. He started the project up. I believe.
So there's
Champ
4
too.
guys or 5?
Two other guys beside me, so it's 3 total.
3 band.
Yeah, and they've been in it longer than me, and they're both very intelligent guys. And I was so grateful to walk into a situation where there's a game plan, and I can contribute on a team of people who are interested and dedicated to it, and then good. They're talented. So yeah, we're just keeping it tight. Album will be coming out, and then we have a kind of a deploying plan in
So how does I'm fascinated by this, but when you think about it, like how do you just put an ad up like, hey, I'm a drummer, looking for a band?
Oh man, I would love
Motley
to have them
Crue,
here.
call me.
I would love to have Robbie and Chan here to tell you.
So you met on Tinder?
Yeah, that's right.
Just a guy that likes to beat the old drum.
Yeah. Man with long stick.
Yeah,
Looking for something.
Looking for vocal
harmonic.
See what you walked
The
into?
relationships tab, not musicians.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Yeah, no, so I played ball. That was my first and greatest love.
Yeah.
Got to play that till I was 28. Minor league ball, signed with the Braves, and then a bunch of independent ball. Actually ran into Cam along the way.
Yeah.
Well, I watched him.
Car
In the
accident?
Atlantic League.
I watched him dice some people up.
I watched this guy hit a missile off the building behind left field. Strong.
One of
Yeah?
the only.
Oh yeah.
So he was a hitter.
He was a hitter. Yeah.
Okay.
Catcher.
We actually
Catchers
met.
have to hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we actually met back in like 2013,
Uh-huh.
and I had come out here with Christine, my girlfriend, to pursue baseball. I had some people I knew out here. I was released from affiliate. I was in independent ball, and so not having anything tie me down. I was in my early 20s. I was like, screw it, let's go. I didn't want to stick around. And so I came out here and just got my feet wet over at this just a little network. Got my feet wet in this little physical therapy place, and before you know it, I was catching Manny, Chris Capuano, and I was catching Cam. And that was kind of the beginning of networking in the baseball world over here, and getting better as a ball player, catching better guys, and it definitely helped me working with people
This
like
guy
him.
was always willing to catch bullpens, which is a big deal for.
Oh, it is?
Oh yeah, as a pitcher, you want a guy that's gonna receive the ball well, and especially when you're getting closer and closer to camp, and sometimes it's hard to find a guy that wants to get back there and squat down and catch you, and it's a labor for sure. And this dude was always ready to catch us any time of day. We walked in and he'd be done with the last 4 and be like, "You're next? All right, I'm ready." Yeah.
Who's next?
I was getting my work in too. Now, I would wake up mad early, go to the gym, work out, and then show up like all ready and everything. And like these guys are showing up, stretching it, and professional and about it.
Yeah.
And then we used to just get right to it. There was even a dude. Remember Rinku?
Yep.
Rinku, Indian dude. He was a javelin thrower, from
that's
India,
right.
Oh.
and then the Pirates signed him to like a long-term minor league deal to like a plan, you know, because he was a javelin thrower. They had
And he showed some signs of like 96, 97 miles an hour
he threw
with a baseball or something like
He
that.
threw Ched. He told me that he was consistently sitting in the low 90s, which is
Okay.
still very firm,
Yeah.
especially probably, you know, with the guns from a bunch of years ago.
Right.
Probably
right.
measured.
Yeah, this was a decade ago
They
or more.
were measuring a little closer to home plate, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rinku, that guy was what an interesting story. They did a Disney movie about him.
Yeah, they did.
And was it the $1 Million Arm, I believe, something like that. And they brought over two guys from India. They had a contest of who could throw
I
the
remember
hardest.
that movie, yeah.
And then they brought him over. And then I'm hanging out. Went to his apartment one time, talking with him. He's a cool guy, way different culture. I still follow him on Instagram and Facebook. He's in the WWE, I believe. He's doing like high caliber professional wrestling. He's massive now.
Oh, he's.
Serious?
I'm thinking
pull-
that
pull
he's
him up.
Indian. He's
Rinku
usually
is-
pretty
Rinku,
skinny.
Oh,
No
he has
kidding.
him and his tag team partner. There's another guy. They're both massive.
I mean, he's already got
dudes.
the name for it. That's a good name.
Dude, Rinku Singh.
Yeah.
It's a great name. Oh,
The great Rinku.
Rinku. Say it good. Say it again.
The great Rinku.
Oh man. Yeah, if Cam always talked like that, I'd be afraid of him. There was one time that I thought he was going to kill me, and it was about I'd say about maybe the second year that I caught some bullpens for that group of dudes over at the PT place, and there was this cage,
shit.
and there's these metal wires that go across the ceiling, and there's one just at like the 75% mark between home and the mound, just like perfect.
Yeah.
And this perfect lob, you know, and it just nicked the bottom of this cord, and it hit Cameron right on the bridge of the nose. and
It was
so
like
bad.
I was expecting it here, and it hit the cord and went tick and just missed my glove and went right on the bridge of my
And
nose.
To break it?
And he kind of walks
No,
over.
it didn't break it, but it hit the nerves in there. I mean, I walked around and I'm like,
He walked around. He walked
you know.
around. He was like, I'm good. And then he walks over to the bench or wherever the seats where we were, you know, where we keep the gear. You know, the guys bring their duffel bags, and he's like, I'm going down. And he just he just lowered himself onto the ground, like politely.
Yeah.
He politely lowered.
I was like, this is a nice establishment. I'm not going to make a scene here.
I'm going down, and he just kind of was like, you know, if you die, be quiet and go to sleep. Kind of, I'm good. And I felt so bad. Like I went home, I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, Christine, I really hurt Cameron today. I felt timid after that around him a little bit because you know he's all of 7'11" over here.
I know.
Oh man,
That's actually pretty funny.
that was great. That was great, man.
So that's how this friendship began.
That's how it began.
Yeah,
That's how it began.
on those grounds.
And then there was like the next time I hung out with this guy right over here, this guy over here, he invites me over his place, and we're gonna just hang out. You know, we're like two boys. He's gonna show me the drum set. I'm gonna go play his drum set. You know, just come on over. We'll just chill. And I was like, cool, man. And we're in the backyard, and I didn't know if he was sending me a message or not, but this was after I knocked him out. So he looks at me and he's he's a big flexible athlete, and he has this kickboxing bag, and he's like whooping the crap out of this thing like with perfect form, and I'm just watching this like, oh my god, like is this gonna happen?
Now I'm gonna have a broken
Thought I was
nose.
foreshadowing.
You're in the bag, pal.
You are an intelligent fellow, I'll give you that. Whoa, got a cramp. Did some legs today. Woo.
Oh, hey there. Hey there.
Oh man.
You guys playing footsie under the table?
Oh man.
You all right?
Yeah,
You
I'm
need
good.
you
No,
need-
I just had to straighten it out.
Oh,
It's
how's your leg been since? All's good.
All is good, man. All is great. It's
Guy had a bone. They broke it and adjusted it and put it back, right?
yes. I was deformed, And
You were not deformed.
I,
You're an alien.
You were limping.
I was
For
limping
sure.
pretty bad. I had a gangster cane and everything, right? Yeah, I had an osteotomy is what the process is called. The way I was developed, the way I grew, my right leg ended up a little shorter than my left. So
So everyone called you Eileen?
no, but I did. I remember that very home run that I hit at Bridgeport. One of the guys on the team, he was just busting my balls because the way I was running, because I was hurting at that point.
Oh, right.
And I was just like, and
Like a big
more of a
lobby dog.
gal-
because
gallop.
I'm just
Yeah.
galloping along, you know. It was my right leg too, so that's probably why I hit a lot of fly balls because I was a right-handed
You were
hitter.
dipping.
I was just a natural dip.
Major launch angle. They would
you know
love
what?
you right now.
That's what I say now. I would have done great. I could hit 250. and hit
Straight
a
up in
bomb.
the air.
Yep, 250 and maybe get one out there. But not any higher than 250. And not anything higher than a minor league level.
How many homers did you have?
Not many.
No?
No, not many. I didn't play enough. I think the most amount of games I played in a season was maybe 50, 55 games. You know, most 50 games. I think best one I hit like 11. You know,
11 homers?
Yeah,
It's pretty
No,
good.
You know,
It's actually pretty
that was
good.
an
I know guys
independent-
go through a whole season without
That was an
barely
independent
hitting.
league. It was like 170 something ABs. Of course, I remember. I was playing an independent ball in Texas for the Brownsville Charros, and the manager was
Charros?
Ozzie Canseco was my manager.
Oh, Ozzy.
Oh man, Ozzy's the man. I love.
He is
Ozzy.
awesome.
He was great.
He was with
man.
the Cubs.
He's a dude.
Wait,
man.
Ozzy Canseco. No.
Jose's
there was Ozzie
identical
Smith.
twin brother. His name
Oh.
is Ozzy. Ozzy has the record for independent ball home runs. He hit 48 bombs in Newark.
Really?
Yeah, 48 bombs, in like 120 ribbies.
Wow.
He
In
was
what, like 120 games?
Yeah, for the season.
Something like that?
Yeah, regular, Atlantic League season.
Yeah.
48 bombs.
In big league season is 162.
Yeah.
So it's a lot less.
I think 140 is Atlantic League.
140?
140.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, but Ozzy was a great manager, man. He would be there in the beginning. Aside from knowing how to hit, he would be there before the game with one of the other pitchers. This huge dude named Luis Pardo. He's like 6'5", like 250, maybe 6'6". Him and Ozzy would be at the backstop of these baseball stadiums hitting softballs clear over everything.
Yeah.
Just before,
Warming
just
up.
messing around before BP. You're like, what the heck? And you try doing it, but there's a technique to hitting a softball.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got to get that backspin.
Yeah, you got to chop down on it.
You can't hit it like a baseball. You'll knuckle it and it'll just go,
Yeah, it's got to get that backspin so it floats.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
when you
doing
see
around?
those dudes in YouTube and they chop it straight and it picks up. If you try to,
So it's more like a pitching wedge in golf. You just kind of like do that to get the
Yeah.
ball to go up
Yeah.
high and go.
I would say that's a similar dynamic.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. I just learned something. I've been playing softball wrong.
So
I'm just swinging with all the might I got.
you can't. Yeah, if you pop it, that's pure power. If you just
Well,
pop it up and
Still hit
square it-
homers.
I know you got it.
No.
I watched the softball home run derby world championships one time in Cincinnati at the Reds Park there.
Yeah.
And these guys were hitting. I mean, they were hitting line drives into the upper deck in left field.
Just
I mean,
disgusting.
It was crazy.
Was it a 12-inch or the real 16-inch?
The ball?
It's softball. Was it the hard one?
They have, like,
'Cause
two
there's
sizes, right?
There's the one you don't need a mitt, and then there's the one you need the mitt. Are they hitting the
It
ball?
was the real deal. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the hard one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like they say, no glove.
No glove, no love. Is what
Yeah.
they say.
Oh, what do you mean? Whoa. I was thinking about sports. Well, that's
That's just
sports
prison
too.
talk right now, man. What the hell are you doing?
No glove. No glove, no love.
Is that why you jumped under the table?
Oh man. Speaking of no glove, no love.
Uh-oh.
No. Speaking of no glove in a ball. Well,
Wow, just
Here we go.
adding to this.
I'll
Was there a
give you
girl
fun-
at least?
So after I played ball a little bit, just a few years ago, I actually pursued learn how to play cricket.
You did.
Speaking of no glove, yeah, I joined a men's league. They have a men's league here in Phoenix. Oh yeah, they get serious. They
Do you know how long that game can go on?
Yeah, I was there.
It's like
40
9 weeks.
overs.
Yeah.
It's
He
like
was there at
6
the park.
hours. And that's not even the real games go like 3 days, but like they do 40 overs, it's called, and it's like 6-8 hours. I got my dad bringing snacks.
Yeah. Intravenously taking juice.
And the worst part is you might not even get up. You might not even get to hit, and you only usually get you get one time up. To
One
hit.
time, yeah.
Yeah, you get one time to hit, and it's tough.
Can you now? You were catching?
I know I was hitting.
You were hitting because they do that
I was a
overthrow and it bounces.
Yeah, and that's like imagine trying to hit. I mean, I was a catcher, so catching a curveball, catching a fastball. When it's high speed, you're picking it. You're not blocking it all the time. You're boom. You catch it maybe like a goalie. Hockey, that kind of thing. But that's what you're hitting. So these dudes throw all these different spins, and it kicks. A curveball kicks and it goes like the mirror, like the opposite way. Yeah. And you're swinging at that, and you're trying to hit it. Man, it's the toughest thing.
Is it a real baseball?
It's as hard as a baseball, and it's a few. It's like a point, like a half an ounce heavier. It's just like a one seam.
But is it? Oh, one seam. That's what I was thinking.
It feels the same. It's hard, and they put me at what I would call. I forgot. They have all these silly names. If you look them up, you would have a laugh.
I wouldn't say silly names. I would just say
not silly,
different,
but
cultured names.
Yeah, I got to pull up the names. It's
the Little Weenus.
Weird names like that being an American baseball player that when I saw I looked it up online. I think these names originated in England, so you're like they're these old fashioned old school
the
names.
Dinglehopper.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
And he plays effectively left field, but I was playing shortstop. I forgot the name, but
the skiddly do.
Man, this guy squared one up at me like a full. A full hard ground ball like a one hopper, and you have no glove.
Now, what? So is it like three strikes and you're out?
No,
you got to hit every.
You got to
ball?
hit the wickets.
If you hit the wickets, you're done.
I'm sorry. What's a wicket?
The wickets. That's the
bounce ball.
The three sticks behind the strike zone. They actually have a concrete strike zone, which is 3 sticks, and then above those 3 sticks, they have a couple pieces of wood. So if it just nicks it, the little wood vibrates off, and it shows that you hit the zone.
Huh. Yeah. So there's no catcher.
There is. He's the wicket keeper. He's behind it.
Oh,
you know how when you watch
he's shagging balls.
He's shagging balls, but he's very important because if the ball tips the wicket and it knocks it off and he catches it, you're out. It's
like a foul.
Yeah, there's all different rules on how they catch it, and
now they use regular baseball mitts.
No, they don't.
No mitts at all, right?
They use like it's
a Babe Ruth glove.
Like it's like the size of a hockey glove with how the padded gloves, but it has a little padding on the inside, something like that, just a protective thing. It's not a baseball glove whatsoever.
Is the ball as hard as a baseball?
Just as hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just. As
you
hard.
played it too?
Well, I've thrown them.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've thrown a cricket ball.
Yeah.
And it's he said it only has one seam.
One seam. Yeah, I'd say it's almost a little bit harder.
You can't bend your elbow.
Baseball. Right, you can't.
I'm talking about difficult. You're talking about this. The ball is
the
hard.
ball itself.
Yeah, the ball is no
harder
joke.
than an actual baseball.
Absolutely. And there's guys who
maybe a tick bigger.
So it's almost like throwing a pool ball.
Yeah. Well. In between a baseball and a football. Yeah.
There's guys in the big leagues in cricket who are the high professionals, and they can get it over 100 miles an hour, and they don't bend their elbow. They throw.
It's just a windmill.
They have to extend.
Iron Mike, they call it.
Really?
Yeah.
And they run up.
I'm learning a lot.
And then they take a crow hop, and then they throw a perfectly straight armed ball, and they fire it. It's ridiculous. And then you have guys. There's a guy in the West.
You're not able to manipulate the ball as much with a straight arm as you can with a bench.
Yeah, then you can pull that around and get that curve
the motion
going.
Comes a lot from the shoulder. Actually, the rotation of the shoulder goes to the wrist because you don't get the elbow to snap. And then there's guys that are out in. My favorite guy to watch. His name is Chris Gale. He plays for the West Indies. He's a big guy. He's like maybe 6'4", probably 220, and he'll just be up and put it this way: a home run's worth 6, a ground rule double is 4, and anything else is what you guys can run out between the two, what we would call bases. There's just 2 points.
There and back is 1 point, right?
Yeah. So
how do you know when to stop?
It's just like running home from third.
Oh, you go
and knowing
a couple
if you're
of
going to get
times?
out. If you get caught in the middle, but the thing is, they can hit the wicket, not just they hit the wicket. They don't tag you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So let me ask you this: Are there hecklers there?
Oh, not at the men's games in Phoenix, but on the
Cam, you
professional
in
ones is
to
serious.
be the first hecklers of Scottsdale?
I'll
go down.
play.
Hey, Dingleberry
Oh man,
playing shortstop. What is that? You
I'll
know?
go play and you can heckle me.
No.
'Cause-
You got to
no,
sit
I mean,
with me. I got the bullhorn.
Dan's probably pretty good.
no, my whole career I got a single and a double.
Really?
Yeah, I played 2 games. My first one, it's called a block. This guy threw a ball, and what
It's a
you
bunt.
do, you just bunt it on the ground. And if it hits the ground and nobody moves, it's like a non-active play. It's just like, okay, next ball, you know. But there was one that I got where I hit a hard grounder up the middle and it left the boundary, and that's worth 4. And that's, you know, the home run.
But it's
is
more of
what's-
a flat stick, right?
Oh yeah,
It's-
absolutely.
Is it heavy?
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's heavier than a bat the way that it feels because the distribution of the weight, and it's flat. So depending on how you rotate the rectangle, the dimension of it, and how it hits the wind, and
The hitting's more of a defensive hitting than an offensive hitting.
absolutely.
Because you don't want to have that wicket broken, so you're doing anything you can to just fend off the ball and kind of keep it away from the wicket. And, I also heard that if the ball goes out of bounds in like a major league cricket, if it goes out of bounds or goes into the stands, they throw it back.
Yeah.
Instead of like in baseball, everybody gets you catch the foul ball.
Yep.
Everybody loves to
Yeah.
go to a game and catch a foul ball, and you keep it and you give it to the kid.
Yeah.
But in cricket, they play with one ball the whole game, so
Oh, really?
you got to throw it back. And,
Yeah.
Well, this is why I'm asking for hecklers, because I'll just take the ball and we all just start running, see what
Oh
happens.
yeah, they'd be pissed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Throw it back.
Yeah. Cricket's wild.
So you like playing cricket? I just couldn't follow it.
You know what? Because
I mean, after the 9th hour, I was like, all right, enough.
after playing baseball, they have
I'll
a
go to sleep
format-
now.
They have a format now called T20, which is 20 overs on each side. So the game is
Short.
3-hour game. It's like a baseball game.
Yeah.
You show up to the stadium, high power. They go for it, and it's not like it's more offensive hitting. Guys are trying to hit 6s and 4s, and they're trying to do that.
Let me ask you: have you talked to Julian Fountain?
Oh yeah,
Have you talked to him recently?
I haven't talked to him in a while.
Okay.
I forgot we had him in common. I was
Yeah.
going to bring him up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Julian.
Yeah, you tell Jerry who Julian is.
So Julian played.
Got a great idea too.
Julian played in. He played Olympic baseball for the UK. So he grew up as a cricketer. And Julian, I apologize if I get any details wrong. I love you, man. You can get at me. But he played. He was a cricketer, and then he played Olympic baseball for the UK. And what he ended up doing was coaching cricket. Ultimately, coaching cricket, and he still does, if I'm not mistaken, to this day. The Quetta Warriors. He coached for Pakistan, the West Indies, all these the highest.
He took Korea to the World Cricket Championships and Olympics. Or
Julian-
He's been,
what's his name?
he's
Julian?
been to the
Cricket.
promised land
Yeah.
more
Julian
than a few
what?
times.
Fountain.
Julian
Fountain,
Fountain.
okay.
E-N. Julie E-N. That's how not A-N. But Julian Fountain, awesome guy. And he what he did was, and he still does it, is he's bringing some of the elements of baseball into cricket. Not only helping players in the game of cricket field and throw, maybe taking a few. What he told me is some guys in cricket lack the hip to shoulder separation as it's so focused on in baseball. So hip to shoulder is what gives you whip and power when you're swinging a bat.
It's twisting the corkscrew. It's twisting getting the rubber band stretched.
And to their credit in cricket, because it is a more defensive hitting style, you're not trying to just blast bombs every moment.
But if you can, you want to.
Absolutely.
And what Julian was saying that is, by and large, the skill set of the American baseball player and the cricket player are very similar.
Very similar.
Very similar skill set. But the athlete that plays American baseball, by and large, is better than the athlete that plays cricket. And what he wanted to do is have this kind of mashup game.
Absolutely.
Where you get the best of things in baseball, like the fan can keep the dang ball if it goes into the stands. Which is
I
great.
see. Yeah,
You
he's marrying the best parts of the game.
yes.
So what he started with was a concept ultimately to bring professional ball players who were done playing ball into professional cricket.
Bring the
His
names.
first pupil was a guy by the name of Boomer Collins. He was a Blue Jays farm guy. He was a hitter, and from what Julian told me, they actually went to India. They went and pursued it heavily. Like, he was there in the tryouts, and I don't believe they gave him a shot because it's just, cricket's such a established game. It's been going on way longer than baseball. Where do you think baseball came
They've
from?
been around for about 3,000 years. We've been around
the culture of
250.
the game, it's like baseball, accepting Rinku as somebody who was a javelin player from a different country. How many guys from India come to America and play baseball? You're gonna count them on one hand. So the cultural boundary was there. You know, the cultural, there's not a problem.
The established sport goes, who do you think you are coming in here? You think you can just wake up one day and play baseball with the rest of us?
And a baseball player in BP and cricket is going to drop tanks.
Yeah.
In the game, it's a different story because it's not batting practice. But if you're just going to lob a ball, so what happened was after so Boomer did that, and Julian has a website. Maybe Jack can pull up the name of it. Julian Fountain. He runs a thing where he's this program where he was bringing guys from baseball into cricket. So that's where I got involved with Julian, and I went out to Houston and Moosa.
You actually went out there?
I went out to Houston for like
cool.
2 weeks. I stayed with Julian, and we practiced cricket skills and everything. There's a cricket stadium out there, I think in Friends.
Is there one here? Because you said you played. Or is it
No,
just
they
out
set
in
up
the field?
at the municipal park, at the parks,
Okay.
and they set up. They put fabric, a real like a huge canvas, and flatten out the ground, so when the ball bounces, they get a true hop because it's not. They don't. It needs to be flat for the ball to bounce truly. So they try to.
He was really on board. I mean, he's looking for investments, and he had like the number one guy, like the Derek Jeter of cricket from India. This guy named Dhoni.
Yep.
Dhoni. He had him interested
India.
in investing in this league, and it would be like 4 teams in America, 4 teams in Australia, 4 in the UK, or 4 around Europe, and 4 in Asia somewhere.
It's called Powerball.
Powerball.
That was, and we wanted to make a game somewhere related to the two that took some great elements of both of the games and put them together.
Did they come up with a real name? Like, is it going to be like Cryball?
Crickball. To be honest, I haven't talked to Julie in a little while. I have to reach out to him. He was such an awesome person to know.
But he's British, or is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really if I'm not mistaken, if you look him up,
Is he British but Indian background?
He's British dude from the UK, white guy.
Okay, just
Caucasian man.
Well, I don't know. It's usually Indian, right?
Yeah,
there's a lot of Indians in UK,
but they do play. England, I don't believe England's the main hub of cricket anymore. I think India and Pakistan. Those two have huge rivalry. But Julian came over here on a visa. It's like visa of extraordinary talents or something. They have.
I never.
They have
that,
like an immigration.
Okay.
Yeah, they have some.
Then we have a whole lot of visas coming to us.
He's an extraordinary guy. I remember being.
Is he an Anunnaki though?
Yeah,
he might be.
That puts him way above everybody.
The amount of press passes.
And we're walking. And we're walking.
the amount of press passes and medals and man, he had like a tree of them just hanging, just like all kinds of medal. The thing it was hanging on, I don't know how it didn't fall off the wall, And he was telling me in these different, I think he said like in Pakistan or these different countries, because the rivalries are so strong. They travel in like armored buses and they have guards and they go with caravans. And it's so
really?
competitive.
They're worse than the soccer players, the hooligans?
Soccer's number 1, right, in the world, and then cricket is
number 2,
right?
Watched sport in the world.
We're from America, so we follow our American sports heavily, and we watch soccer. But cricket, we have baseball, so people go with the this or that, right?
Right.
Because they have similarities, right? So, but
second most watched sport in the world.
That's all I know about that.
Yeah.
All right, Boris.
Yeah,
wait. That was Billy. I don't want no more French fries. Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. That's
Sling
it.
Blade.
Sling Blade. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Take movies for 200.
I reckon I'm gonna kill you with it.
Yeah, that was awesome. We got to do some voiceover work with you.
Hey, I don't want you around. You'd be taking
My wife says I have
competition
a
for me.
knack. My wife says I have a knack for imitating,
Impersonating.
impersonating, imitating,
intimidating.
mentally challenged people.
I can see that.
She says I'm really good at it.
And we're moving on to the
She
next
thinks
question.
I do it all day long.
And we're moving over.
I think Cameron has a shovel on the side of the table digging a hole as we speak. No.
Well, I hate to say it, guys, but that full hour has come to the end.
Really?
I'm looking at,
That was fun.
it's that fast.
Oh, man, so
Isn't
many
that
more
great?
stories.
We will
I
have
know.
you back.
Yeah.
We would love to have you back, but this has been this Friday edition of In Question. Thanks for watching. Dan Corey, the man,
Thanks,
Cameron
Jerry.
Lowe, the other
Thank
man,
you.
and
Love
me
you,
in the
man.
middle.
Love you, Cam.
That sounds weird. Cryball. It's Cryball. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you next Friday. More guests, more stars, more fun coming. Thanks again. See you later.
She said she was from Colorado. One day she would win the lotto. Ran away from home and it's been a long road. And she wanna be a supermodel.